It's Wellness Wednesdays with Dr. Nancy, providing helpful tips on how to live your best life now.
Well, happy Wednesday, everyone. It's Wellness Wednesdays coming to you live here, and I hope everyone had a wonderful start to their week. And I'd like to talk to you about our special guest today. His name is Mark Cottom Jr., and he is the CEO and founder of Eminent Wellness. And the topic of discussion today, and many other things too, but primarily is hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And many people really want to know exactly what are the benefits of that. And then, of course, with Dr. Nancy's integrative medicine, really considering all things wellness alternative, we're going to talk about all of the goodies and services that Eminent Wellness offers today. Mark, it's such a great time and pleasure to have you on the show today. Thank you for agreeing to come on to talk about all the great things that you do.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure working with you. So basically, Eminent Wellness is about giving the body what it needs to operate correctly so the body can take care of itself. We're concentrating on nutrition, hydration, exercise, rest, oxygen, light, love, sound, and frequency. And everyone can see improvement in one, if not all those areas.
That's exactly right. So I often say, align yourself with like-minded individuals, and we're stronger together, and we all have purpose. And then also my campaign, Live Your Best Life Now. So there is no reason why at any age you are as an individual, if you're not skipping around life, living to your highest potential, that's a problem. And many of our services, or many services on products and services out there that are not just only traditional, just if we just expand our vision to just incorporate other treatment modalities, we would actually all be in a better place and have a better quality of life. And that's what we're here today to talk about, is alternative treatment modalities that are natural and that can really improve your quality of life. So before I forget, for more information on all of these Wellness Wednesday episodes, we're streaming live today, but they can also be seen if you just get out your smart device and text Dr. Nancy, all one word, to 26786. You will have a catalog of all of our episodes to educate, inform, and empower you as well on my NGC Media Broadcasting Network as well. All of that information is there. So let's get started, Mark. How did you come into being, and why?
Well, I started this journey 20 years ago. I was playing the highest level of lacrosse in Canada that you can play, and it's their national sport. And I sat next to a doctor one Sunday, and he basically started talking, and we hit it off. And he's like, "You got a really good head on your shoulders. Why don't you come down to my clinic? If you like what to see, the job's yours." And I was like, "I'll be there on Monday, sir." So I took the SkyTrain out to Coquitlam, took my Trek mountain bike up the hill, and walked into a chamber of equal size to the one I have currently here in Scottsdale, Arizona. And I was like, "What is going on?" And he's like, "Oh, we treat CP, autism, cancer, HIV, sports injuries." And I was like, I went in. So I, studied under him, and I got my 200 hours, and I went down to Key Largo, Florida, and took my courses under Dick Rakowski, which is world-renowned teacher of hyperbarics and pioneer in the industry. And then I went back to Vancouver, BC, and challenged the board exams, passed my board exams, and became a certified hyperbaric technologist. And then several years later, while I was here, I went to San Antonio, Texas, and became a safety director, certified in chamber acrylics and chamber maintenance and everything else that you can possibly think of. And I've done a whole bunch of continuing ed credits, but I've opened up 2 integrated health centers, one on the East Coast and the West Coast. And basically, this is the first time I'm doing it with my own money. And I just took everything I've ever learned and put it underneath one roof, streamlined it, and made it affordable. My next one's going to be attached to a full gym, a healthy eating center with a 24-hour drive-through where I grow my own food.
Well, I'm super excited about all that. And are you listening? Are you guys listening out there? Ambition, drive, the competitiveness of an individual as well, knowing what you're capable of, and actually activating yourself, putting it in action, and creating something wonderful. And then when you do one particular area of wellness, it's just so natural for you, an individual, to expand in those other arenas as well. So you have to be a steward of your craft. You have to educate yourself. You have to know what the competition is doing. Let's talk a little bit about what hyperbaric oxygen therapy is, Mark.
So under pressure, your body absorbs oxygen. So we put you into a pressure vessel, a hyperbaric chamber, take you down in simulated feet of seawater to a treatment depth. Once we're at treatment depth, we supply 100% pure oxygen for an hour-long treatment. Saturates all your bodily fluids, your tissues, and your blood plasma, which is going to get oxygen to where red blood cells can't get to anymore through damage, disease, poor vascular structure. It's going to boost your immune system, which is the most important, especially with what's happened in the last couple of years. It's going to create angiogenesis, which is regrowth of vascular structure. So promotes collagen growth, which is good for skin, hair luster, and bone growth. It mobilizes stem cells, which is a base of healing. Decreases edema, which is doing all the damage in your body. And the newest study out of Israel says it lengthens telomeres, which is reversing the aging process. So right across the board, everyone needs hyperbarics, and they don't even know they need it yet. But if we're treating something, we got to create momentum in healing. So obviously frequency is very important to creating that momentum. And that is why, using our system and that's, is very imperative, because everything in Eminent Wellness has its own science. But when combined,
All right. So, yeah, when you combine those therapies, it makes it so much better. Definitely makes it so much better. And so, what Mark is saying is with hyperbaric chamber, it increases your immune system. It actually helps with autoimmune disorders, inflammation, perfusion of tissues in every part of the body. So if something is poorly healing and or something that has been stressed through oxidative stresses or free radicals like UV rays, stimulating collagen and actually lengthening your telomerase. So if you don't know what those are genetic strands that can predict and lengthen your life, right? So individual studies out there can take a blood sample, take a look at your telomerase, and tell you your age. And some people, you know how you can look at someone and you're like, wow, you look older than what you are. Well, these telomerases, when you look at the lengths of them, they tell you your true biological age. And this technology with hyperbaric oxygen therapy can lengthen these strands. So they're not just anti-aging, but they reverse the signs of aging, right? So you can look like you're 12 again and you're like 50, right? And so it's truly amazing technology. And Mark, let's talk about any side effects. Let's talk about
the best part about Eminent Wellness in the way we created it here is they're all non-evasive forms of healing. So like I said earlier, just giving the body what it needs to operate correctly, because your body is your best doctor. Our current medical model is outdated. It's been causing more damage than good, and we're seeing it firsthand. I mean, with everything that's happened in the last couple of years, they've eliminated the natural immune system. So, boosting your immune system is the most important thing that people can do on a daily basis.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about how often, frequency. Since, these are non-invasive, this is relatively non-invasive and it's totally good for you. How often can someone do this type of therapy?
So if I'm treating something, basically the presence of oxygen is the absence of disease. So most diseases can't reproduce in a high oxygen environment. So it slows down the maturation of all disease. and boost the immune system. So it's a win-win for your body. But if we're treating something, and this is why it's very, very important to pre and post op. 24 hours. If you get into a hyperbaric chamber 24 hours before surgery, and then do an after surgery protocol, you'll increase the healing rate by almost 50% with less scars. So now you're talking, we're talking about athletes. It's a competitive advantage. Basically, extending longevity and extending careers. We're getting athletes back on the field 50% faster. It's quite amazing what we're doing on the athletic performance side of things, as far as recovery and getting the most out of your body. The regenerative techniques that we use here are second to none. We have a $70,000 red light bed, which basically we use PEMF to open up capillaries and veins, to increase perfusion. We use the hyperbarics to saturate all the bodily fluids, the tissues, and blood plasma. Then we put you in the red light after the hyperbarics, which is going to activate ATP and energize mitochondria. So we're really going after it. And we also have a whole bunch of stuff for inflammation. Everything in Eminent Wellness increases blood flow, decreases edema, and mobilizes stem cells, which is the base of healing.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic information, Mark. And for many of you, those are coming in late, remember, we do live stream, but it is recorded. You want to listen to the beginning of this interview and all of this great information. We're talking about Eminent Wellness. We have the CEO and founder here, Mark Cottom Jr., and we're talking about all of the benefits. We're talking about all of the benefits of hyperbaric oxygen therapy and non-invasive protocol, working with athletes, but ideally just about anybody. Any particular age restrictions, Mark, before we go into some of the other,
we have some fantastic stories. We have a NICU system, so everyone needs hyperbarics, and they don't even know they need it yet. And this thing, it's a cheat code. And basically, if you're using hyperbarics on a regular basis, when life happens, you will heal faster. Plus, you're boosting your immune system, so you're fighting off infection from surgery or decreasing edema, which is the inflammation, which is doing all the damage in your body. People should be using hyperbarics as regular as possible. We are officially the first metabolic fitness gym, and that's all we're doing. We're doing healthy stresses on the body, which is going to increase longevity, and daily performance. It helps you with your sleep, right across the board. So we try to focus on the total body and the body as a whole.
That's right.
And we have brain taps, which help with your brain loves patterns, and we give it new patterns by using binaural beats and light to help with stress, anxiety, PTSD, depression, grief, addiction, to right down to your golf swing. So, and that's why, I'm teaching people how, and especially the people that work here, is to meet people where they're at, right? And then we lift them up from there, because we're all dealing with something, and we all can see improvement in one, if not all, those areas we mentioned before. And one of the coolest things about Eminent Wellness is the energy and the vibe and the compassion and the love that we're exuberating on a daily basis, and that's addicting. I mean, it's like throwing a rock into a flat lake. You don't know how far that will go. And
that's so true. That's
and
so true, Mark, because yep. That's so true, because I've been in your facility. I've met your team. The energy in there it's addictive, it's contagious. And I love the idea of, the whole metabolic fitness gym and treating the whole person and not just one particular thing. I love that you're a teacher, you're a giver, an educator as well. Those are all of those kinds of things that I align with here as well. That's why you and I are collaborating on a number of things. And so we've talked about how important and how beneficial the hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber is. Tell us how big it is, how many people can fit in it, and then we'll go into some of your other products that you kind of briefly talked about too.
So it is the largest freestanding hyperbaric chamber in Arizona. And we are currently tracking down. We have a couple more that we're going to bring in. We're expanding and looking for a couple bigger buildings to put them in. So that's the one thing. I mean, 90% of my day is education. So just teaching people why they need to be taking care of themselves and why they need to be using our systems and protocols. And how, like I said earlier, meeting people where they're at is very important because, we're all, like I said, we're all dealing with something, whether it's stress, anxiety, depression, we're not where we want to be on our physical level, our fitness level. We can accommodate anybody's, daily challenges and especially if they're, dealing with, some kind of disease.
That's right.
And we can target it, and we have a whole bunch of different modalities here that effective.
Yeah, so Mark, I do like what you said about wherever there's the presence of oxygen, there is the absence of disease, and hyperbaric oxygen therapy can certainly help with that and on multiple ways. Now, you talked about some of the other pieces of equipment that you have that help with, improving quality of life, combating inflammation, injury, repair, recovery. You've got infrared, red light beds, and then, you spoke of the PMF beds. Those are the pulsed electromagnetic field beds. And all of these things are based on vibration and energy exchange and just really communicating with the body for healing. Our bodies do self-heal, but we need some assistance with that too, as well, not just only by working out and exercising and feeding it the right food, but energy exchange types of equipment that help as well. So speak a little bit about some of those pieces of equipment that you have.
Well, our immune system is constantly under attack. We're the unfortunate side of things, and maybe one of the fortunate sides of COVID is that we're learning that there's a better way. And getting back to what I was saying earlier about giving the body what it needs, I mean, our bodies are very complex, but our needs are very basic. So that's what we focus on. We're getting back to the basics, and we have a red light bed. It has 4 different nanometer depths. Nanometer depth is depth of light penetration, which is a very important question when you're dealing with red light. One does skin, one does fat and deep fat, one does bone and joint pain, one does deep tissue repair, which is brain, liver, kidneys, lower intestine. And we're bringing in a 1280 nanometer depth red light, which is 4 inches of light penetration, which will literally help with the liver and the kidneys. And we use thermography, which is infrared scanning, and we can watch inflammation dissipate in real time. We also do live blood analysis, which is a wake-up call for most people because once they see their blood on camera, that's the shock value that they needed to kind of ignite what they need to be doing on a daily basis.
Yeah, a picture's worth 1,000 words, let me tell you. There's all kinds of learners and individuals may say, oh, what's the big deal about these therapies? I'm fine, I feel fine, but maintenance matters. My new keyword, maintenance matters. And we don't want to go through life ignorant until something really comes up that, you have signs and symptoms of. You just really want to stay at your optimal health always. And these non-invasive products and services and equipment can keep you there.
Yes, ma'am. We have targeted vibration therapy, basically, which is going to realign fascia, help with deep tissue detox and lymphatic drainage. We have vibration therapy, which is going to move your muscles 50 times per second. And that helps with eliminating or increasing blood flow, decrease edema, mobilizing stem cells, and decreasing lymphatic, congestion. Also helps with eliminating lactic acid, which is really important for the people that understand that you're going to get sore when you work out, when you start taking care of yourself. So we got to kind of regenerate the body in that sense. We have infrared saunas, which is going to detoxify your body on a cellular level, getting rid of metabolic waste, which is really important. We can use that for a warm hug, which helps with bone and joint pain, helps increase blood flow, decrease edema. But if you actually sit in there for 20, 25 minutes, you're going to detoxify on a level that you've never detoxified on. It actually is it tends to be a milky sweat, which is getting rid of, using your skin to help offset the stress and pressure on your liver and your kidneys, which is our biggest organ, to help detoxify the body. We have cryo, which is basically going to create a innate response, which is going to pull all your blood to center mass to protect your vital organs. That pump brings fresh blood to damaged areas. Squeaky wheel gets the grease, the same thing with the body, but also eliminates pain and or inflammation. It helps with bone and joint pain. It burns 500 to 700 calories per session. So whether you want to use Eminent Wellness for recovery as an athlete, or you want to use it for preventing or slowing down the maturation of disease, we have that. We can also use it for just general maintenance or weight loss, because basically when you give the body what it needs to operate correctly, you're going to have natural weight loss, natural blood sugars, natural cholesterol levels. And we don't need to be on all these medications that our current medical model is taught to prescribe. So, some really important keys are personal accountability. There's a personal accountability side. We can have all the toys, but if you're not eating right, you're not exercising, you're not getting the proper rest, you're gonna, start to wear down your immune system. So that's the side of things that most people don't like to hear, but because that takes effort, it takes energy, it takes time, and we try to eliminate the time. That's why we streamline it and make it affordable. So more people can get the treatments that they need to not only survive, but to, carry out their life and live the best life possible.
Well, that's excellent information, Mark. I mean, Metabolic Fitness Gym for overall health and wellness, recovery, injury repair, prevention of disease, and also treatment of disease. A one-stop shop and affordable. So where are you located? How does individuals get a hold of you?
Well, we can be reached at, you can take a look at our Facebook or Instagram. Our Instagram is eminent_wellness. You can email us at support@eminentcenter.com. Eminentcenter.com is our website. So feel free to reach out, and if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, we're here to help. And that's the biggest part, is just letting people know that we're here.
That's exactly right.
We're here. I built this place to take care of the people I love and care about. And, that's anybody that walks through these doors becomes family. Because we're all here. Right. We're all here for the same reason. We're all here to get better. We're all here to better ourselves and live the best life possible. Best life now, right? And
that's right. Live your best life now, and we're stronger together. And it's all about love.
Yeah, and combined with what you're doing over there, I think that we're going to really make a huge impact on today's society. And I look forward to working with you, Dr. Nancy.
Absolutely, Mark. And lastly, too, with all of those therapies, IV vitamin drip. Hydration is key to flush all of those things, those toxins out of your body as well. And, together we can win and we can be healthier. We have a healthier environment, community, world if, awareness is king. And when individuals know about these therapies and it's accessible, it's affordable, then people can make really more informed decisions about their life and their health care. So really appreciate you coming on today, Mark, and look forward to continuing our great work together as well. So stay tuned to hear more information about the collaboration and what Mark and I are doing in the community. Thanks so much, Mark, for coming on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everyone. We will be back next week on Wellness Wednesdays. Enjoy the rest of your day and week. We'll talk again. Bye for now.
Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye.